there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and joining me today, as always, is my wonderful teaching assistant, Mr. Curtis.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you so much for having me here today. You know, even though this is the season for family time and camaraderie, this is the place I want to be right now. There's no other place.
Yeah, there's absolutely no family time or camaraderie here in the halls of this school, so don't even think about it.
That's right.
Well, geez.
Then also, of course, what would a classroom be without a student? Our student here today in the classroom, believe it or not, is Corbin. Say hello to everybody, Mr. Corbin.
Whoa!
Not Mr. Corbin.
Professor, have you had a stroke? Because you keep doing a weird hiss, and I don't know why.
I see you've noticed. Maybe that's because I'm imitating the Pokemon that we're learning about today. Do either of you guys know which Pokemon that might be?
Oh, I know.
Corbin, how dare you criticize the professor's
Sandshrew.
It's not Sandshrew. No. What Pokemon makes a hissing noise?
Cubone.
No. All right. I don't think you're gonna get it, Mr. Curtis. Do you have any ideas of what Pokemon this might be?
I have to say, definitely a Rayquaza is the one I'm thinking of.
In body shape, you were much closer than Corbin was. We're learning about Ekans today. Or Ekans, I suppose. That's how some people pronounce it. Now, Ekans is the snake Pokemon. I don't really know what a snake is. Your guess is as good as mine. As far as I can tell, it's just Ekans' name spelled backwards. So, I mean...
Yeah, that's pretty original.
If I was a Pokemon, I would be the... Jacob, the Bocage Pokemon, I suppose.
Bocage. Ooh, that actually sounds like a Pokemon name.
the category of Pokemon. What yours would be, Corbin? Yours would be
Nibrock.
Corbin, the Nibrock Pokemon.
That sounds like a bad word.
It does. It does sound like a bad. I'm pretty sure it's not though. And then Mr. Curtis, you would, of course, would be the Struck Pokemon.
Struck.
He is a truck. He is a beefy boy. Say that about him.
A big lad. This
I'm
one.
ready.
Yes. A tank. A milk tank, if you
very,
will.
very brawny, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But yeah, so we're learning about Ekans today. So of course I have one. If you guys would like to see it, please let me know.
Is it gonna get? You know what? No. I have a little bit of PTSD from that one time that Ekans killed our Pidgey friend many weeks ago, and I'm not sure I'm ready to see an Ekans in person yet. Sorry.
Well, this is awkward because I assumed you would say yes, and I did before you came in. I did let the Ekans out of its Pokeball, and it may or may not be directly above you, hanging from the rafters.
Oh God! Okay, can you put it back up, please? It's freaking me out. Put it away.
Okay. Hey,
put
listen,
it away.
All right, here. Come on. No, it's fine.
Get down there.
Ekans, this is a trained Ekans.
No. Okay. Yeah. You
It
can train that
only
ugly thing. Yeah. Right.
Ugly. This is a very beautiful. But look at the beautiful coloration. The purple skin with the golden ring around its neck.
Just stay up there. You stay right there.
All right. So, Corbin, since you have such a great view of Ekans, can you describe a little bit about this Pokemon for me? What do you see? What interests you?
I see its tongue flicking back and forth as I'm looking up at it. It's just like I'm paraphrasing. That's not what it sounds like at all.
Its eyes are just kind of glassy yellow orbs with a
slit.
Motion.
Yeah, I don't like the way it's looking at me.
I don't like those eyes.
It's got those slitty eyes. I don't like it.
What about its tail? What do you notice on the tail?
It kind of looks like a few anal beads, but I'm gonna assume it's a rattle.
Yes. I need to have a talk with your parents about why you know what anal beads are.
Just parents.
Again, how old are you again, if I may ask?
10.
Okay, 10. Yeah, that's far too young. But yes, it does have a rattle on its tail, but as I'm pretty sure there isn't a single Pokedex entry that even remotely mentions the rattle, so
it seems like a pretty unique thing to not mention.
It seems, yeah, like, I mean, I assume that it uses it for something. I mean, maybe it's
just
not
texturized for our pleasure. That's all.
Maybe it's a mating thing. Maybe the bigger the rattle, they
We have got to move on. We have got to. I'm gonna go ahead and put Ekans back into the Pokeball before anybody comes up with any more ideas.
Jesus, so glad that thing's away.
I don't know, something about long, noodly looking Pokemons like that. Just, I just can't. I don't like it. Give me 6 legs, 8 legs any day.
God.
No legs, very uncomfortable.
I don't think. Is there a Pokemon that has 8 legs? I don't think
Mega
there is.
Charizard had one, right? No,
had 8 legs.
8 legs. I don't know.
Maybe Mega Metagross.
Metagross has Mega Metagross is just a flying saucer, like.
But it's made of legs though. Those are legs.
I think it's 4 or 6. I don't think it's
4 or 6. Yeah,
8.
I mean, because I know Spinarak doesn't have 8 legs. Pretty sure Ariados also
Ariados
doesn't have 8 legs.
6.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Joltik.
No, Joltik has 4, and I'm pretty sure Galvantula also has 4.
What the fuck, man? Is there any Pokemon with 8 legs? Guess we'll find out when we get through all 900 of them.
But today we're talking about Ekans, and so I think it's time that I move into the Pokedex entries, starting with, of course, the Kanto region. Kanto region says, moves silently and stealthily, eats the eggs
Ekans, right? I'm gonna assume
Yes.
it's talking about the Ekans. Okay.
You should. I mean, it of course doesn't say it's talking about the Ekans. It doesn't even really give a noun that it is talking about. I'm pretty sure that's not a complete sentence.
Yeah. It could be talking about Gary Oak for all we know. Moves across the grass.
Imagine Mr. Curtis silently and stealthily slithering towards you in the grass.
Look,
that's me right there.
Curtis might be silent, but I can smell him from a mile away. There's nothing stealthy about him.
Silent but deadly for sure.
Yes.
I smell like wonderful orange berry blossoms. That's what I smell like.
No, that is not orange blossoms.
That's my shampoo.
And that is not what you smell like. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
When I shampoo
maybe
like once
rotted.
a month, that's the shampoo I use. So
Once a month.
I'm sorry. What do you use once a month?
during my monthly shower, I use my berry blossom shampoo. So that's obviously. What
I think the
you're
reason you smell is because you moisturize by just sitting in a bath of milk tank milk for 3 hours, and then that's
and it's the same milk for until he cleans it out every month
and then drinks it.
Nope. I
That's
don't
how you
do
stink,
that.
right?
Yeah. Soak in it,
Gross.
yes. Drink it, no.
Oh, explains why you smell.
Listen,
that's where I draw the line.
We can discuss Mr. Curtis's hygiene habits all day, but again, that's
Let's
not why
not
we're here.
and say we did.
Okay, Ekans. Back to Ekans. It moves silently and stealthily. It eats the eggs of birds, such as Pidgey and Spearow, whole.
Yikes.
Yeah, so it eats eggs. That's kind of expected. If you look at its mouth, it doesn't really have teeth, and maybe it has retractable teeth, but doesn't really.
Yeah, it probably just mostly sucks.
Well, I think we'll learn how it consumes these eggs in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. The older it gets, the longer it grows. At night, it wraps its long body around tree branches to rest.
Oh.
Its long body around tree branches.
Okay.
And the older it gets, the longer it grows. That's interesting.
Same.
No stopping. There's no limits to the length that Ekans can achieve.
Ooh.
All right. Slithers silently through grass, searching for its favorite food, Pidgey and Spearow eggs.
Ooh.
Okay, that does it for the Kanto region. Let's go ahead and move on to the Johto region.
No mention of the rattle. Just
No,
what it eats.
no. Listen, don't hold your breath for mentions on the rattle. You'll be holding it for quite a long time. All right. It can freely detach its jaw to swallow large prey whole. I don't think that's the word, because when it says detached jaw, it makes you think it just takes it off.
No.
No, I think detached is the right word.
I'm not quite sure.
Unhinge,
There's a
maybe.
Unhinge.
jaw?
That's the word.
Yeah, or dislocate is really the word that they want.
Well,
Like
unhinge makes sense because the jaw is like, I mean, it's like it's a hinge. Curtis, what was that noise you were making just now?
Yeah, just like this. You see when I grab my jaw and I go,
Holy shit!
oh,
Don't do that again. I didn't know you could do that with your jaw. Please put it back where it
yeah,
is.
Wait, somebody get him a Spiro and/or Pidgey egg.
it was
see what to do with
an
that bad boy.
accident, and I ended up dislocating my jaw, and it just hasn't healed correctly since. So I can now whim, just kind of.
But yeah, I mean, like detach means to completely come off. So unhinge would make sense because it's like your jaw kind of like moves on a hinge. So detach is not the right word.
Yeah, because it's still technically attached by like sinew and skin.
Right.
Just not okay.
Or coxcomb.
It's just way more flexible. Can open its mouth a lot wider, as Mr. Curtis so horrifyingly showed us.
Don't ever do that again, please. I beg
It's
you.
very uncomfortable. Don't worry.
Oh god, it's awful. Okay. It always hides in grass. When first born, it has no poison, so its bite is painful but harmless.
Huh.
Okay. It flutters the tip of its tongue to seek out the scent of prey, then swallows the prey whole.
Wait, it flicks its tongue to get the scent of prey?
Yes.
Oh, it was flicking its tongue at me when it was on the ceiling, so I don't like that.
Well, it's always flicking its tongue. There's multiple reasons why an Ekans will flick out its tongue, as we'll learn.
It's either flirting or looking for its prey.
It's not. No, it's not flirting. And just because it sticks its tongue out and it is looking for prey, it doesn't mean you're the prey. Maybe it was just tasting the pungent odor that Mr. Curtis is giving off.
Probably.
Okay, that does it for the Johto region. Let's move on to the Hoenn region. Ekans curls itself up in a spiral while it rests. Assuming this position allows it to quickly respond to a threat from any direction with a glare from its upraised head. Wow, nothing to say on that.
Wow.
You're not gonna comment on the inconsistency this has with the Kanto region Pokedex entries?
Wait, how is it inconsistent?
Well, this one says, so Ekans curls itself up in a spiral while it rests. Okay. The Kanto region says...
Said it curls itself around a tree.
Yeah, it wraps its long body around tree branches to rest.
I mean, why not both? You know? I don't know.
That's a difference. It's inconsistent. I hate inconsistencies.
It can sleep two different ways. There's no law that says it has to sleep a certain way.
Maybe in Kanto, all the Ekans sleep in trees.
Yeah. Maybe it's a
which is
cultural
terrifying.
thing.
Which is why that reminds me why as kids they always tell us to be afraid of the trees.
That's right.
Who's they?
Are parents, grown-ups, adults,
Gotcha.
They'll say you'll be walking down like a forest or a path that might be covered by trees, right? And they'll be like, all right, little Jacob, be afraid of the trees. There might be slithering Ekans in there.
That's right. Pay no attention to the Spinnerax. It's the Ekans that you have to worry
I wish
about.
you could go one fucking lesson without you talking about your dumb Spinnerax, Mr. Curtis.
I know.
Hey.
Well, we did already talk about them.
Yep.
Okay, another Pokedex entry here from the Hoenn region says, a very common sight in grassland, etc.
In grasslands?
In grasslands and etc. So
And
other places.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
So I guess it okay, so that okay. I see. I'm starting to grasp the inconsistency here, Professor.
Yeah. So, I mean, grassland, right? Where are the trees?
Where are the trees? It's supposed to
travels to them. God, you guys think too much into this.
Okay, this Pokedex entry continues on to say, it flicks its tongue in and out to sense danger in its surroundings.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, it has, I guess, like a seventh sense, or a sixth sense.
Jesus, what's a sixth one?
Its sixth one is danger. It can sense danger somehow. I'm not quite sure.
Its tongue.
Oh, yes, the six senses. Sight, smell, touch, taste. What was that, the fifth one? Hearing, and then danger. Yes, the sixth one, danger.
Man, you don't really have a good grasp on the five senses, do you?
Nope, I don't.
My danger sense
I'm very young and dumb.
is always tingling.
Why?
Because he's always in danger, clearly.
I'm always in danger.
Because he lives in a house with a bunch of giant fucking
Also, let's not even... let's not even talk about the many health risks that come along with drinking rotten milk tank.
I don't
milk
drink
every
the
month.
rotten milk. I bathe in it. Yes. Do I drink it? No. We've established this already.
Okay, let's be honest. First of all, he didn't wasn't complaining about the fact that it is indeed rotten. And also, let's be honest here, Mr. Curtis.
It's not really
a
rotten
little bit
more, is that it's curdled. But
Yeah, at that point, okay, I see what he's doing. He's trying to get around it. So it starts off as milk, and by the time he's done with it, he's not drinking milk, he's eating sour cream. I get it.
no, that's not what happens.
And let's be honest, Mr. Curtis, when you dip your head down a little bit, come on, you get a little bit of milk in there, right?
No.
Is a little bit. You don't accidentally let it drip into your mouth when you come back out.
No.
Let's continue and not talk about Curtis's milk habits.
Oh my gosh.
Fine. I think we can just make a blanket statement saying not to talk about any of Mr. Curtis's habits, like at all.
Please, Jesus.
Okay, moving on to the Sinnoh region. It sneaks through grass without making a sound and strikes unsuspecting prey from behind.
Ooh, from the back.
Yeah. So we said that its favorite food was eggs, right?
Yes.
But that's not the only thing that it eats.
Children.
Because attacking unsuspecting prey from behind would, suggest that the prey would have a behind, and I don't believe eggs have a behind.
Well, it depends on how you look at it.
How? How so? How can there be a behind on an egg? I would say that's all behind, I suppose.
Whatever side is cracked, that's the side you turn to the back so people don't see it.
So it can't poke its little eye out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, exactly. Or when you go shopping, you buy eggs at the store. Yeah, there's, you don't look at the back side is the part
the
that they
behind
hide.
of the egg is always the one, like the opposite side, that I don't draw the face on. So that's how I know which one's the front and behind.
Why are you drawing? Okay, well, let's
Why
not talk
are
about your
you
habits.
buying cracked eggs? Okay.
I don't know they're cracked until after I buy them. That's the dilemma.
All right, question, guys, question. So, obviously, Ekans' favorite eggs to eat are Pidgeys and Spearows. But that's not the only Pokemon that lays eggs. In fact, every Pokemon lays eggs. Every single Pokemon will come from an egg and then eventually lay an egg. So, my question to you, what's your favorite kind of egg to eat?
I don't know. I've never tried Ghastly egg. Not sure how that would work.
Yeah, I know. They do lay eggs, which is wild.
Are you sure? Has this been proven?
Every Pokemon lays an egg. I mean, why do you think they made the Pokemon Daycare Center?
I thought Gengars were only made, or Ghastlies were only made by, like, killing other Pokemon. I thought that's where they came from.
I mean, I'm sure that's what the Pokedex entry will say, but we have seen it in action. Ghastlies lay eggs.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Mr. Curtis, what's your favorite kind of egg?
I mean, I do have a lot of extra Spinnerack eggs laying around the house. I do eat those on a regular occasion.
Okay,
What
but
the
are they
fuck?
your
You eat your
favorites?
own pets too?
He
I
eats
mean,
their eggs.
listen, when you breed as many as I do, you have to, kind of cull the herd, keep the breeding lines pure.
Oh god.
So, you don't raise a army of super powerful, genetically pure Spinneracks and Ariadoses by allowing the soft ones to live. So.
Yeah, if you want to make a delicious, ultra powerful Spinnerack omelet, you got to break a few eggs.
But I have to say, probably my favorite is a good fried Wooloo egg.
Okay.
On some, on some toast,
Yeah,
with some
of
blotted
course.
cream. That's perfect.
Oh, cream from your bathtub.
Nope. Nope.
Mine, you see, I'm a man of particular taste. You see, I love the spiciness and heft that comes along with a Groudon egg.
Okay.
What?
Actually, you know what? I don't think legendary Pokemon lay eggs. I think there are a few Pokemon that don't lay eggs. I don't know, anything spicy. So any kind of fire type Pokemon, I do enjoy. So,
I
Charizard,
like eating Bidoof eggs because I feel like I'm doing the world a favor.
World of Favor.
The less of them, the better.
Yeah, and Shedinja eggs, those are just like dry. Like, you crack them and
yeah.
dust falls out.
It's like eating your grandma's ass. Not that I would know.
You said ashes, right? That's what you meant to say?
Yeah, ashes. Yes.
Okay. Hey, what were we talking about? Oh, yes, Ekans. That's right.
Ekans. We went from Ekans to grandma's ass.
Ashes, I think is what you said.
Ashes.
Not ass.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
Of course. All right. So, that we just read the Sinnoh region, and that does it for them. The Unova, Kalos, Galar, they don't have any. So let's finish by reading Alola's Pokédex entries for Ekans. By dislocating its jaw, it can swallow prey larger than itself. After a meal,
that's the right word.
Yeah, dislocating is the word that I would use to talk about. Or unhinging. Unhinging its jaw also works. But removing, what did we say? What did the Kanto region say?
Detaching.
No, that's Johto region. Yeah, it says detaching. Ugh. All right, the second one here in the Alola region says, the eggs of bird Pokemon are its favorite food. It swallows eggs whole, and it swallows eggs whole, so sometimes an egg gets stuck and Ekans faints.
That's a weird thing to mention in a Pokedex entry. Let's not talk about the fucking rattle on its tail. Let's talk about the fact that sometimes it chokes when it eats eggs and may or may not die.
No, it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't die. It faints. I'm assuming that the reason that it faints is it relaxes the muscles, right?
Yeah.
And so that lets the egg kind of slide down. It doesn't die. It doesn't die.
No.
Okay, so yeah, that does it for the Pokedex entries. Believe it or not, there's no unique Pokedex entries for
really
for Ekans. This is the first time that we haven't had a unique Pokedex entry. I'm very surprised that there is.
Wow. It's the most boring Pokemon since fucking Weedle or Kakuna.
Jeez. Yeah, Jesus. I guess Mr. Ash Ketchum never ran into an Ekans.
Or not, especially not one that he ever cared about.
There's still time. Enough. There's still time. He can do it.
It's weird though, because you would think, because I have heard that Mr. Ketchum is plagued by Team Rocket members, and they are well known to have Ekans and Arbok and other snake-like Pokemon
at their disposal. Yeah.
So it's weird that he wouldn't have clocked one at that point, since his goal is to catch them all.
Right.
Well, I guess at that point he's not. He's just too scared. He's not even gonna document anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, Team Rocket's terrifying. I don't know why. I mean, as a 10-year-old going up against Team Rocket, you gotta have balls of brass.
That's right.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, but there is still I did still find a uncredited, unsourced article that I will go ahead and read for you guys now before our pop quiz.
Professor?
What?
Where'd you find this one, Professor?
This actually I get delivered to me weekly. It's Ekans Digest, which is a magazine that's just solely about Ekans, and every week they start off with this little blurb that kind of describes.
Have a lot of history with the Ekans there, Professor.
Yeah, I'm just very interested in how you see. When I was a young researcher, I was really interested on how how Ekans eats food and how they can unhinge their jaw. And so when I of course saw Ekans Digest, I was like, well, this is a scholarly journal article that I must that I should subscribe to. It must have really good information.
Digest. I thought that sounded familiar. That reminds me, we used to have a delivery service that would deliver food to our house, and it was you'd only eat Ekans, and it was called Digest Ekans. Anyone that has dyslexia and is trying to try to learn more about Ekans through the papers like you, is going to get a rude awakening when they get a cooked Ekans on their doorstep.
Or a tasty little treat. Depends on, your tastes and likes.
It's true. That's true.
Okay, let me read this article real quick, and then we can move on to the pop quiz. Ekans is a purple Pokemon. Its eyes, underbelly, the thick stripe around its neck, and rattle are yellow. First time we've heard mention of a rattle. So maybe, I don't know. It's wild to me. Ekans has 3 pairs of black lines encircling its body, as well as another line that connects to each slit-pupiled eye and curves towards its nose. Its large mouth has a round pink tongue with no visible teeth. While painful, a newborn Ekans' bite is not venomous. This Pokemon grows longer with age.
Nice.
The Ekans lives in grassy savannas and plains, etc., where it moves stealthily through grass. It can also be found in forests and desolate wastelands where it preys on eggs from Pidgey and Spearow nests.
See, both. You can have both, guys.
No, you can only have one. All right.
Nope.
The world exists in blacks and whites. It doesn't exist in grays.
Mm-hmm.
Well, geez. Okay.
Preach, Professor, preach.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, it preys on eggs from Pidgey and Spearow nests, but will strike other prey from behind. By flicking its tongue out, it is able to detect danger and the scent of prey. Its jaw can detach to swallow large prey, but such a meal can make Ekans too heavy to move or become stuck and cause it to faint. We didn't hear anything about, it getting too heavy to move, so take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
It wraps itself around tree branches at night to rest. If not in a tree, it will coil itself up. A position which it can defend itself from all directions. It also has been shown to possess some swimming abilities.
Huh.
All right, so that does it for all the information that we have documented on the Pokemon Ekans.
Well,
What
all
did
right.
you say it was? You said it was too heavy to move. Sometimes it eats too much.
Yeah, if it eats too much, it becomes unheavy. It becomes too heavy to move, according to this unsourced, uncredited article.
That was Curtis after Christmas last week. Am I right?
That's right.
All right. Speaking of time, it is now time for a pop quiz.
No.
Yes. Oh, come on. You know you love pop quizzes.
I like beating Curtis into the dirt.
Oh,
Yeah,
you ready to go,
rarely
Corbin?
happens.
What?
You said you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Are you ready to
I'll
go?
have you remember, I'm a TA of this class. I have taken this class 6 times.
Yeah, you're a total asshole. TA. That's right. Don't you forget it.
Wow. You've been sitting on that one a while, haven't you?
Yeah. I've been thinking about that since we started this class like 22 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm gonna beat him
great.
this time.
Excellent. Okay, pull out your Rotom laptops. Put away your Rotom Pokedexes. Get some
Okay.
pens and paper. Maybe a compass or a protractor for some angle work that we might have to do. Some highlighters would be great too. All right.
Yep.
Is everybody
got it
ready?
all.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
ready, Professor. I've got my
Yes.
paper, my pad, my notebook, and my satchel of papers ready. Just
Good.
for
I got my paper, got my notebook, I got my cheat sheet, I got everything
No,
that I could.
hey,
Oh,
you
Oh.
put that cheat sheet away. No cheating.
oh, no cheat sheet.
No,
Bring it up
no,
here.
it's okay. I was kidding. It's not a real cheat sheet.
Bring it up here to the front of the class, mister.
No, I'm just gonna throw it away. I'm gonna throw
All
it
right.
away. It's not real.
Fine.
Nope. Nope. See, throw it away. You don't need it.
Perfect. Great. Excellent. I love that you also brought it right up to the recording device that we use and just really crumpled it right up in there.
Thank you.
All right. Question number 1. Ekans loves to eat eggs. Which are its favorite eggs to eat, and how is it able to consume them? 2-part question.
You know, I'm always concerned that one of these days on our Pokemon app, I'm just gonna accidentally send my answers to a random person that I've been messaging on my Rotom laptop, and people are just gonna be like, "What the fuck is this kid talking about?" Like just random answer, like just like.
Imagine though. Imagine sending that answer that you just sent me to a random person. What
That's
the
my
fuck
point.
would they
That's
think?
what I'm thinking. It's like,
What would they
that'd be
think?
so weird. They'd just be like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, it would be way worse for Mr. Curtis.
Oh god, yeah, he says the dumbest shit.
He
His
accidentally
answers.
like sends it to like his mom. She's like, "Hi, Curtis. What's going
What's
on
that
here?
about?
Why are you sending
No,
me this?
actually-
I'm just..."
Whenever she does hear from me, she's always like, "Wow, you craft the most eloquent sentences and phrases, and your grammar is just so on point.
That's because your mother also talks.
How
like
did
you,
I get
correct?
so lucky to have you as a son?" That's what she says.
Yeah, I mean,
No, she
that
doesn't.
it's not that says a lot for you, Mr. Curtis. It just says it sets the bar really, really low for all of your family members.
That just means that your mother is as illiterate as you.
More so, actually. All right. So the question was, Ekans loves to eat eggs. Which are its favorite eggs to eat, and how does it consume them? Corbin responded with Spearow and Pidgey eggs, and then he says it consumes them by unhinging its jaw and swallowing it whole. Correct. That's absolutely correct. Mr. Curtis
Oh,
says,
very good, Corbin. Very good.
Thank you. Claps all around.
No claps. Okay. Mr.
Sorry.
Curtis says, it does really like to eat the soft and silky eggs of Pidgey and Spearow, and it does just unhinge its jaw to swallow it whole in all. Swallow.
Oh my god.
Yep. I mean, that the essence of a correct answer was in there somewhere, so I guess I'll give it to you.
Look, listen. If we graded based on grammatic accuracy, I would have this fucking class in the bag. Curtis would fail every exam.
But if we graded based off of completeness and the literary merit of the answers, I would be
still failing horribly.
If we grade it based on how much bullshit you could put into one sentence, you would get an A++ every time.
I would also win that one, yes.
Mr. Curtis, I feel as though I should mention that you can answer too much to a question. Like, if you start giving me too many answers, I'm going to say, you have to choose one specific one.
You can't just throw everything at a wall and hope everything sticks.
You can't say, you could have just given me a list of every single Pokemon and say, hey, it's in there. One of the ones that I like are in there. You choose.
That's right.
Technically, I got it right.
That's right. But that's not what I did. I just, took the time to describe how soft and silky the eggs of Pidgey and Spearow are.
True. That is true. But, I would be a bad teacher if I didn't see my student wandering towards a cliff and tell him, hey, stop that.
Stop that. Keep your answers simple, Mr. Curtis.
Like, you're fine now, but if you go a little bit too further, you might just fall right off a cliff.
Right. Next question.
Question number 2. The Kanto and Hoenn region disagree on how Ekans rests. However, they do agree on one aspect. What is that aspect of how Ekans rests? Curtis takes such a long time. I would think that he's not confident in his answer, but he always seems to defend it with
every answer is just an abstract painting. He just tells a story with every answer.
I can't just answer the question. I have to present it in such a way that it remains conducive.
It can't be wrong.
He needs the reader to answer the question themselves as they're reading his answer.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So the question was, the Kanto and Hoenn region disagree on how Ekans rests. However, they do agree on one aspect of how it rests. What is that aspect? So Corbin, I think, might have misunderstood the question, because he says it sleeps in trees. That was specifically for the Kanto region. They said it sleeps in trees. The Hoenn region says it coils up and sleeps on the ground.
Okay, I couldn't remember if they said it sleeps on the ground. I thought it slept on trees for both, but it coiled in the tree, and then it wrapped around branches in Kanto. Like, Kanto, it wraps around like a branch and sleeps, and then in Hoenn, it just coils up on, like, the tree somewhere. I thought I thought it was both in the trees, but...
Nope, unfortunately, incorrect. Mr. Curtis says, the Ekans does coil itself up at night, and that's true. So whether it's on a branch... around a branch or on the ground, they wrap themselves up in a coil, because that's the safest way for an Ekans to rest. So
that's not the same though. I feel like wrapping around a tree and then coiling up on the ground are two different things. So I feel like the question itself isn't right, because it's like they don't agree. One says it wraps itself around a branch in a tree. The other one says it coils itself on the ground. Coiling and wrapping are two completely different things.
No, let me ask you a question. What is coiling?
Coiling is it's like a circular thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you would say that it's wrapping itself or like around itself?
No, it's not wrapping around.
It's wrapping itself into a coil.
That's not the same thing. There's a difference between wrapping itself up and coiling. Coiling is just in a circle. It's like a little cinnamon bun, just kind of chilling on the ground.
I don't know.
Wrapping, it has to wrap around an object in the middle of it, which is a tree.
Yeah. You know what they're wrapping themselves around when they're coiling? Air.
I think the question itself is wrong. I think the question itself is wrong. They don't agree on the way they sleep, because one says it coils up on the ground. The other one says it wraps itself in the tree. That was why I was so confused when you asked that question. I was like, well, I
Well,
thought
Corbin-
I thought the similarity was that it was in a tree because I'm like,
No.
well, one coils itself and one wraps
It
itself.
says on the ground for the other region.
Well, it actually doesn't say on the ground. We kind of take that for granted. That it does say on the ground, but okay. Listen, we're kind of getting off topic. We need to move on to the next question. But
Bullshit,
hey,
man.
You students at home, if you want to weigh in on this, you can go ahead and send me some Gengar mail at WWO Pokemon. Wait, is that right?
Yes. You ask every week, yes.
WWO Pokemon at gmail.com, or you can ask me on Twitter, or send me your response on Twitter at WWOP Podcast. And you can weigh in on whether or not wrapping and coiling are essentially the same thing.
I need at least one other person to validate what I'm saying, and then we will cast out that answer, and I'll get a 100 on this quiz. Because that is dumb. That is dumb.
It has to be a strong majority. It can't just be one person.
Wrapping itself around a tree and coiling itself on the ground are not sleeping the same. Coiling in a
they're
circle
not. They're
and wrapping itself.
Not.
Coiling is just over on itself, and it's in a circle. Wrapping itself is a spiral alignment around another thing, whether it's an arm, whether it's a tree branch. That is completely different than coiling itself up. Completely different.
Yeah, and I said there's a difference. But, wrapping and coiling...
They're different!
Okay, we're talking in circles. Let's move on to the next question.
We're talking in coils.
We're talking in wrappings.
Shut up!
You son of a bitch! Okay, what is an indication that an Ekans is very old?
I don't know. I've definitely heard it described as coiled around a branch. That's only my 2 cents here.
I don't know, man.
See? Alright, so we already have a majority saying that I'm correct.
Well, he agrees with everything you say. You can say the fucking sun is purple, and he agrees with you.
Well, the sun is purple.
Exactly. See, Corbin?
Fuck you! Both of you! I'm done! God, I need a break.
Well, luckily, Christmas break is coming up soon.
We just had Christmas!
I'm kidding. There is no breaks when it comes to Pokemon. This train don't stop. Especially when I'm waiting for Mr. Curtis to submit an answer.
Jesus.
He just now started typing.
Oh my god. What are you doing? Why do you just sit there staring at the fucking ceiling? There's no Ekans up there anymore.
Yeah, how would you describe how that Ekans was situated up there, Corbin? I would say it was coiled around the raptor.
I would say it was
ready
wrapped.
to strike.
It was wrapped around a light. It was not coiled, it was wrapped. If it was coiled, it'd be on the ground in a circle.
Yay! Alright, so the question was an indication of, or that Ekans is very old? Corbin responded with, it is very long. And then he finishes it off by saying, the older it gets, the longer. And Curtis responded with, Ekans gets longer the older it gets, so a real long boy is an oldie boy. Yes, you both got that one. Absolutely correct. Ekans apparently never stop growing, and as they age, they continue to get longer and longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I got it right. Check the scoreboard, idiot.
Yeah, exactly. You said that, not me.
Okay, question number 4. What are the 2 uses that we discussed of Ekans' tongue?
I don't know. I don't think the second answer for me is right, but whatever.
We'll find out as millennia pass, as Mr. Curtis is, of course, finishing typing out his answer. So the question is, what are the 2 uses that we discussed of Ekans' tongue? Corbin responded with smelling prey, correct, and tasting. That one might be less so correct than the first one, but let's see what Mr. Curtis said. Ekans does use its flicky slicky tongue. Oh, why did you make me say that?
Flicky slicky, huh? I like
Flicky,
that.
Yeah,
slicky.
it's flicky slicky tongue to seek out prey and look out for those bad predator boys. Interesting. I think I'm gonna have to give you both half credit on this one.
Wow.
What was the answer then?
So
we got smelling prey, but what was the other one?
Seek out prey, that's correct. But the second one is sense danger. Now, Corbin, you were completely wrong. Curtis was a little bit closer by saying those bad predator boys, but we have to understand the Pokedex says danger, not predators. There's more that can endanger an Ekans than just a predator. Say, I don't know, a falling tree or lightning strikes. It can, according to the Pokedex, it can sense all of these things with its tongue because it just says sense danger.
I thought I interpreted that as predatory danger. It can't sense when like a fucking like, lightning strike's about to hit it or something, But
Would
Curtis,
you-
this is where your answers don't come in handy. You beat around the bush. You do these hoopty-doopty blah, blah, blah answers.
No.
You get it
in
wrong.
this answer, I was too specific, not too generic, okay? You guys told me earlier in the testing period to be more specific and direct with my answers, so I was.
Well,
And
I
this
didn't
time
say
I
that.
was too specific.
I want you to be more correct than less correct, and you were very incorrect.
What is
in your
correct?
response
That's too abstract.
here.
But of
What do
course,
you mean?
Professor, what you say is always correct. That's what I
very
know.
true.
So
Wow, you saved yourself there.
if-
You know what?
If
Yes,
Mr. Curtis,
yes.
you get full points.
Are
Oh,
you
thank
fucking
you.
me? Are you fucking kidding me? No.
Curtis, Corbin, unfortunately, you get half points on this
What the
one.
fuck? No,
Half
you know
points.
what? You're right about everything, Professor. You're fucking great. I love you. Kiss your
Nobody likes a suck up, Corbin.
Corbin, don't be such a suck up.
butt.
All right, so that does it for today's lesson. Of course, if you have questions, you can direct them to me at my Gengar mail, which I did already mention earlier in class, but hey, everybody tunes out every so often, so I'm just going to go ahead and mention them again. wwopokemon@gmail.com or on Twitter at wwopodcast. Does anybody know what the Pokemon we will be talking about next week is? It is, of course, the evolved form of Ekans. So I guess a little bit of a hint, but does anybody know?
Cobra
I mean-
backwards.
Is it not bigger Ekans? It's like Jumbo Ekans.
Jumbo Ekans, yes, that is one colloquial term for them, but the actual term is, Corbin was closer on this one, it is Arbok. So again, Arbok is the Cobra Pokemon, which is just Arbok spelled backwards, and instead of a C, they put a K in there.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Nice.
It's very interesting how they decided to do these Pokemon. But again, that does it for today's lesson. So until next time, class is dismissed.
Thank God. Sick of this shit. Getting a transfer. I'm done. New year, new me. New class.